Yay! Okay. Late bells.
Okay.
What are you trying to? I'm trying to introduce Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Cannot
Let's do it again.
Let us do this again. Let me do this again. Let you not do it again, okay?
But I thought you were gonna do it.
I swear to God. I was gonna do it. I don't know why you were talking in the middle of me doing it though. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bad Movie Podcast, the podcast where me and Bells watch a movie and we talk about it. Today, we are talking about Turning Red. Notorious movie, period piece, if you will. Released in 2022. Not very topical at this point in time that we're talking about it, but hey, maybe the algorithm picks this up. Maybe people decide they want to start giving a shit about Turning Red again. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a mind reader.
Maybe we can create another meme from this.
Maybe we can.
Yeah. Another 9/11.
I don't think mentioning it this early in the podcast is a good idea because it's funny, but also this has to go on YouTube too. So it's like maybe we hold off on that for hold off on the Mr. Enter jokes for just a little bit,
Maybe.
Also, but that being said, you're saying we could create another one of those? No, we can't. That joke, it wasn't even a joke whenever he said it. He said that in full, he was, full,
confidence?
Sincerity, I should say. Sincerity. I don't know. The words aren't really coming to my brain. I'm not off the gloop. I'm completely straight-brained right now. So, unlike Bells, who's never straight-brained. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Turning Red podcast. Spoiler, I didn't like it, and frankly, I don't think Mr. Gomez over here liked it either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Not a very good movie. Not vibing with this one either.
No, not at all. I don't even know where to begin on this. I don't know where to begin. Like, it's genuinely, I'm racking my brain. Like, I guess.
I do.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to give some context to Pixar first because I have
Pixar doesn't require any context. Everyone knows who Pixar is.
Yeah, but like one of my main arguments of why I don't like this movie, I think I have to first talk about why I like the older movies first because I think this is
like the older Pixar movies.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing about the older Pixar movies. They weren't just, great because, they're good movies, they're good characters, yada, 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 yada. But, like, I don't know, something about old Pixar, they were effortlessly great. Like, they weren't trying to, like, shove in your face, like, any emotion or, I don't know, sort of drama. Like, it all felt very natural and organic.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what I like about...
Yeah, well, that's called having soul.
Yeah. I don't even think is so like the movies. Like, I don't think they were even trying to be like the greatest thing of all time. They were just made
by humans and not a corporate machine, is what you're getting at.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Turning Red is like, I don't think this is necessarily a corporate movie. Like, I think this is.
You don't think it feels corporate? I think. There's no like soul here, dude. Like, it's empty. There's nothing behind the eyes. This is 1,000-yard stare the movie.
Well, here's the thing. I think it is pandering, but like I think in a different way than Wish was. Like, I think Turning Red is like Pixar trying to make a emotional movie, but like being very out of touch with how to make one.
Maybe.
It definitely feels like a very forced movie. Like,
I will say this much: like, compared to Wish, you're absolutely right. This does not feel as corporate, but I feel like maybe it's because we have Wish in our minds because that was the last movie we did a podcast on that we're looking at it through this lens. I feel like had we not watched Wish, this would be cynically corporate, like terribly. You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
Yeah. But continue.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Turning Red, like, like even if it was, even if the guy actually wait, I think this was directed by a woman. I want to this was the first Pixar movie to be directed by a woman.
Really?
Yeah, the first one.
I didn't know it was the first.
Yeah, not a very good start. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this movie is really bad. I never when it was first announced. Like, I remember when this movie like was first announced, like the teaser trailer. I remember looking at it and being like, "Man, what is this?
Yeah.
What is Pixar doing, man?" Like, because like it was the scene with the what was the name of the main character? I don't fucking remember.
Maylin Lee.
Yeah, like she like it was like the scene where like she turns into a panda like in school, and like a lot of the first trailer revolved about around her running out of school, trying to get back home. That was like mainly like the teaser trailer. So like from the very beginning, I didn't have any hopes for the movie. I thought it was going to be bad, and I mean, it was bad.
At what point did you learn that it was like a period euphemism? Well, wait, Bells, do you know what periods are?
Well, yeah, when a woman starts shitting blood from a.
wait. You think a period? Oh, you think a period is whenever a woman shits blood?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Wait, am I wrong?
Bells, no, Bells!
Am I wrong?
Oh, dude, you've doomed us. We are doomed. You do realize you're the future of well, I guess not this country, but you're the future of your country. Oh man,
I disagree.
I think your country, frankly, doesn't have a future. You think? Oh, okay, Bill. So there's this thing. There's this thing that a woman produces, called an egg, right?
Yeah.
Now I know your brain's gonna go to birds because you're a furry, but pause, because this is like a very, very teeny tiny microscopic egg, right? And I believe what a period. Granted, like I'm not in a better position. I look like a genius on this stuff compared to you right now. Like nothing I say is going to make me look retarded. However, I do believe that it is during a woman's period, which happens once every month, or give or take, right? I believe it's the recycling of the egg and the shredding of the vaginal lining. It comes out of the yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so like what I got wrong was where it was coming out.
Yeah, I don't know why would a woman shit blood? What purpose would that serve?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is a good point. It's a good question. So, anyways, that's what a period is, Bells.
Well.
Oh my god, dude, we're 9 minutes in, man. We're 9 minutes in.
I wasn't too far off though.
You were pretty far off, dude. Look, I think you were pretty far off. Anyways, my point that I was getting at before you completely embarrassed yourself and myself here is that so I knew that turning red, obviously. I heard, in the years after this movie was released, that it was about a period, right? It was about like period euphemisms, and it was for like little girls, and I'm not like opposed to that, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, I don't know, Ben Shapiro. I guess Ben Shapiro probably had like a problem with this movie, right? I'm not going to be Ben Shapiro and say that I think that I'm not going to be Ben Shapiro and say that girls can't get their own movies because I want movies filled with men, right? I'm not gay is what I'm basically trying to get at. And I also don't want to take things from little girls. So I don't fucking know. Ben Shapiro's a weird dude. But he might not even have a problem with this movie for all I know. But what I'm trying to get at, what I'm really failing to get at, because I haven't had any caffeine for this podcast, is I didn't know it was going to be so on the nose. You know, like I thought it was going to be like a euphemism, like it was going to be, you know, I thought it was going to be like in code, basically, like subtle, and then you know, in the by the first act, like probably like 10 minutes in, the mom's like breaking out the period pads, right, and waving them at the camera. So it's like, you know, kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know. That's not even like a problem that I have with the movie, because I don't care that it's about like, you know, periods. I don't care that it's a movie for like, you know, girls in that like age range. Mainly the problem, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that it was that like obvious. Mainly the problem that I have with the movie is the fact that it doesn't know what the panda's supposed to be, you know, because I feel like at a certain point in the movie, like it kind of gets lost in the sauce. And it ends up having a similar problem to the Barbie movie, where it feels like it's trying to say all this. It's supposed to be a commentary on all, like, everything about, you know, womanhood, specifically maturing into womanhood. And brother, it is just not getting that across. And we can go into more specific details later, but like it gets so out there that at a certain point it feels like it's arguing for prostitution. And that having that look, and you know, not to slut shame. I think that you know, I mean, we can all have our own opinions on you know, what it's like to be a sex worker and all that, but irregardless of, you know, the morality that you believe is behind, you know, being a sex worker, I do think that you know, selling that to little girls is kind of disgusting. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but what's fun is like Turning Red isn't even like the first of its kind, because we had like several movies and shows like in the past 7 years that were trying to like sell to people like in their teenager phase, like, you know, dealing with hormonic problems and everything.
Yeah, harmonicas.
Yeah, like shit like Big Mouth or Cuties or I don't know. There are probably
well,
some
cuties.
other.
I mean, those are a little bit different. I think Big Mouth isn't for kids in that age range. I don't think, and that's why I think Big Mouth is kind of pointless as a piece of art, because it seems like it's for adults. I don't know. I only watched like a few episodes whenever I was high and like not by myself. Like someone else put that on. I don't remember it.
It's for people who are into. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on
children. Yeah, it's what it seems like actually.
Yeah.
Is that what you were gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say a more controversial word, but it was related to being into children. So
pedophiles.
Well, not that, but I mean, whatever.
Cartoon reviewers. Hey, no. But anyways, like, yeah, there's one part in the movie where I think the little Chinese girl, like the short one, says something. I don't know, something about strippers gets mentioned in a, you know, Pixar movie, which is kind of wild to hear. But you know, she's like, yeah, my mom says they dance like strippers. What's wrong with that? And it's like, look, even if that's the position you want to take on that issue, if you want to call it an issue, still selling that to little girls is no bueno, because fucking, it's always okay. It is always okay until it comes to your little daughter. You know what I mean? It's all okay. Oh yeah, you know, slut shaming bad, slut shaming bad. And the second that your daughter starts, oh, it is, you flip like a light switch. It's, it becomes protect them from this, right? And I feel like this movie might like come back to bite the person who directed it in the ass. I'm not sure. I hope it does.
I like what Howard said about this movie being less for kids and more to like overgrown children.
Yeah. Because at the end, by the end, and fuck it, let's go out of order. This is more of an overview and not a recap film. This is for people who have already watched it, I guess. Because by the end, everyone else, in her family, because they all, go panda, to stop Mama Panda or something. And or I say or something just to demean the film. Like I get the film, right? I'm so scatterbrained right now. So they all return from the panda to human, but the daughter doesn't want to return from the panda because she's special. You know, this has like the special, the millennial special complex where it's like, I'm the one, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which in turn kind of defeats the purpose of it being a whatchamacallit, period piece. I guess I'm just gonna keep calling it a period piece. Because like wouldn't returning the panda be menopause? The fuck it, who cares? I'm reading too far into it. They clearly didn't think about it that much.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's less about her being special and more just the movie pandering to like teenagers just being rebellious. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do, mom, kind of attitude.
Well, yeah, but it's like I'm the one, you know, I'm the special one. I'm the special one. And not only that, but that's half the movie is it feels like it's for like, you know, child-free millennials. The other half of the movie is it feels like this woman's just like, I don't know, maybe it was the writers, maybe it was the director, I don't know. But some like person with Asian parents seems to like have a vendetta against their parents. Like there was something in their childhood that they just never got over. You know what I mean? This is literally just depicting your family as soy jack.
Not only a soy jack, but like in the most dramatic and over exaggerated way possible.
Yeah, like, I mean that's what depicting a soy jack is. You know, I mean you know what Sun Tzu said. if you're losing argument, depict enemy as soy jack. Or something.
Like
I don't know.
I don't think there's a single scene with the mom that feels realistic. Because like, like even the scene where like her mom catches like her daughter like drawing the like more. God damn, YouTube doesn't allow to say a lot of words here.
Wait, no, you can say it by now. We're 17 in.
Yeah, like like when her mom catches her daughter doing more loot center stuff, and like her notebook, like
literal hentai, hentai.
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's supposed to be the euphemism there, I guess.
Like normally either the mom will be concerned, but like in a more like in a more quiet way, like or even if she reacted in a very violent way. I don't think she will drive to like a convenient was it a convenience store? I don't know. It was like
convenience store, yeah.
Yeah, like a convenience store, and then show the picture to like everyone else. Like it's just.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, the mom's a real person who actually exists, you know? This is someone taking their anger out that they have for their mom. This is basically like, fucking, I'm not making an Eminem reference. No, you can't make me. Listen, Eminem's funny. I like making fun of that guy, but you can't make me. This is the Bad Movie Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We don't do that here. Do that here. There is no Ninchi. There is no Matthew the Artist. We do not do that here. But yeah, no, Bells, fucking, it's supposed to be exaggerated because it's a movie, you know, and I guess it's also to capture, like, you know, the emotions, because I'm not going to sit here and, you know, pretend like I know what it's like to, you know, go through these things. But, you know, I guess it is supposed to, you know, capture, like, the, you know, the very real, very intense emotions that a little kid, you know, to put it into perspective, I guess, you know, what it's like to be a kid at that time, you know, specifically a little girl at that time. Which made me feel disgusted whenever I said that, and kind of makes me in turn realize that this movie straight up just, even if it was a good movie, it still wouldn't have been for me. It's just the fact that this movie does some pretty egregious things, like selling, you know, sex positivity to little girls. I think, you know, because we can get into that now, I guess. She sells like pictures of her panda, and her panda is obviously like both a euphemism for, am I using euphemism right? I don't think I'm using euphemism right. I think I'm supposed to say allegory or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be a reference, I suppose, to both periods as well as her vagine. I don't fucking want to say that in relation to fuck. It's such a disgusting movie to talk about. Dude, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, basically, it represents her blushing.
No, she's not selling pictures of her blushing. What's the allegory, Bells?
No. I think you got me wrong.
Yeah, she's selling pictures of her private parts.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is she's selling pictures of, or no, that's worst case scenario. I take that back. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is, I mean, what else could that be like, an allegory for? It's like, it's not,
I mean, I guess
she's not taking pictures of the period pad, right? That's not what taking pictures of your panda means.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess the panda does reflect like a lot of, I guess, sexual themes, but also not like just generally, I guess, teenager themes as well. Like as a teenager, you're like very anxious, very
but she's selling pictures of her anxiety.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like it doesn't just represent sexual themes. I think it also represents just generally teenager angst themes.
Yeah, I mean, sure, maybe, but then by the end of the movie, well, first of all, I feel like it's definitely supposed to be like she's selling pictures of her, vagine, but then by the end, they have like this, she's going out and wearing like panda ears and the panda tail. That's what she decides to do with her body. And the mom's like, you can't go out dressed like that. And she's like, my body, my choice. Now, as someone with little sisters, right? Maybe I'm just more inclined to pick up on this, but it's like, I know what this is. And I don't fucking like it one bit. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. I don't fucking like it one bit. Not even like the my body, my choice thing, because obviously, when you're an adult, your body should be your choice. But there's a reason why children's bodies aren't their choice, because if it was, sex. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
yeah,
it's like by that logic, it's like this movie's disgusting, man. Like, and I don't think I'm reading into it too much. I don't,
I think it's fair because, like, obviously, when you're a kid, you still are trying to figure out, like, who you are. Then you have.
Well, there's a reason we have age of consent laws.
Yeah, like because children are still too innocent to like make decisions and.
Exactly. I think it's fair game for a parent to tell their kid how they can't dress. You know what I mean? I think that's more than fair. And furthermore. Even if that's not supposed to be a euphemism for her going out and dressing up in a, whatever, partially, covered, skin exposed, like basically. Even if it's not supposed to be a euphemism for that, and it's supposed to be a euphemism for just, I can wear animal ears and an animal tail out in public, like, you're gonna get bullied. Your kid's gonna get bullied. That's on you, G. If you let your kid go out and wear that and then they get mugged, you know what honestly, I mean?
Like, yeah, it almost feels like the equivalent of a movie trying to sell transsexuality to children.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't follow the logic there. I'm going to change the subject as a matter of fact. Yeah, I don't know. That's like, I guess that's the more egregious stuff out of the way, right? But going back to, I guess, the, animal ears and the animal tail, which your kid, you should, I feel like a good parent tells their kid, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, you might think it's cool right now, but I swear to God, when you're an adult, you're going to hate yourself, and everyone at school is going to think you're weird, and everyone's going to try to be your friend, but not because they like you. It's going to be on account of they're scared of you, and they want to be on your good side, so you can tell them whenever they shouldn't show up to school, right?
Right.
That's all that out of the way. This movie's for band kids. I feel like even more than being a movie for little girls, which it shouldn't be. As I said, I feel like there are some, pretty detestable themes here. Even beyond this movie being the director depicting their family as a soy jack, this movie is for band kids. Like, you know, it shows off at the beginning of the movie, like, I can bust into a spontaneous cartwheel. That's how I knew that I was in for something special whenever she said that.
I mean, honestly, it is not the worst part of the movie, but it is definitely the most pandering part to me about the movies. Like, it's not even like the sexual themes or like the more delicate stuff. It's just like, just generally like the humor of the movie, like the all of the nods to 2000s. And to be fair, there are a few, I guess, accurate nods to 2000s, but like, I feel like the movie is just generally pandering when it comes to like replicating that teenager. Well, I don't know. Like, yeah, I can kind of see what you're going for when it comes to band kids.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a more American thing. I'm not entirely sure what the band kids over, you know, in your school looked like. I don't know. Did your school even have a band? Did your school have music?
Yeah, I mean, we had music classes till the 7th grade, and then we never had again.
Oh, you guys didn't have a band?
No, we didn't.
Huh. Okay. Nice. Nice. No, so band kids over here it's just a phenotype that I really can't explain. It's more you have to know. These are like the kids that we put in lockers, basically. And I mean, you could see like all of these kids being put into lockers, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the movie. You know, all the main kids being put in the lockers.
Yeah.
Specifically Malin Lee. I don't know about the other ones now that I think about it, but Malin Lee, it's like, oh, I started, you know, I started getting like these twitches in my hand that was like me opening and then closing a locker. You know what I mean?
Well,
while I was watching this movie.
Here's the thing about her three friends, and frankly, almost every character in the movie is that they're stereotypes, like at best. Like her three friends, like one of them is like the only one that is a little bit more than a stereotype, I guess, because like, you know, she's like the one trying to like connect more to like her emotional side. But like the other two girls, like the I guess the quiet girl, I don't know what to call the girl, like the one with the black hair with the glasses. Yeah, like and yeah, the one that is just relentlessly obnoxious and like has like all of the goofy ass anime
yeah, they made the Chinese one like do anime things. Dude.
Like there's stereotypes. They're fucking stereotypes. Like that's
there's nothing good about this movie. Like the there's really just this movie is like offensive to everyone, I think. There's no one who isn't offended by this movie. I will say this much though: the best character in the movie is probably the dad because he's like the quietest one.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
he said, and he talks like this. You know what I mean? He's all quiet and stuff. And when the movie wasn't being obnoxiously loud and in your face, I feel like that's whenever I hated it the least. Not that I didn't hate it still, but
I somewhat agree. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. The movie, when it comes to trying to be more real and emotional, it gets a little bit more pandering by the end. Like when it comes to like when they defeat like the mother panda and like they go through like all of this, I don't know, sequences like that. I felt that was very pandering.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
it's insane that this is from the same studio that made Up. Like, listen, I'm not even a huge fan of Up like that, but just like 1-to-1, it's not 1-to-1. 1-to-1, it's not 1-to-1. It's like this is hardly like it's a movie, but it's not a story. Does that make any sense? I guess it's a story by like all the technical senses. But it lacks like any humanity whatsoever. It feels like a project that was born out of spite.
Well, yeah, it is not authentic. At the very least, well, again, I think this is again for me less that it's corporate and more so that it's just retarded. Like it's a movie made by someone who doesn't know how to communicate emotions or try to portray themes in a significant way.
Yeah.
It lacks subtlety. I think that's basically
Well, it's
like the main problem.
incompetent.
Yeah, it is incompetent. It lacks subtlety. Like that's pretty much the main problem with the movie.
Yeah.
And like I feel like
which affects everything negatively. There's nothing good here.
yeah,
not a damn thing here that is good, you know?
yeah. I mean,
At best, it's obnoxious. At worst, it's harmful, which I don't think Turning Red's going to do any harm. But I do stand by the fact that these are some of these messages, specifically the stripper one and the, some of the other ones that I already went over that, whatever, that's whenever I feel like it could be harmful. I don't think this movie's going to cause any harm, but I am going to continue to say that this was a movie made in Hollywood that is promoting strippers and sex positivity to little girls. I put the two together. What happens in Hollywood and what is this movie saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
Yeah, like I guess like the reason why I brought up like the older Pixar movies again is because I think like out of all the like the modern Pixar movies, I think this one probably represents the company's downfall the most, like why they no longer work.
Mm-hmm.
Like why their movies don't work anymore, why they're so much worse than they used to be. And that's simple. It's they lack subtlety, something that before they actually had a lot of subtlety and that their movies felt natural. And this one is like the opposite of a natural movie.
Yeah, and even when this movie's trying to be subtle and have like the whole like dynamic between the panda's actually like the period, it's like they still can't help themselves to override that subtlety, so even whenever it's being subtle, it's failing miserably. There's no consistency in any of like the the sneaky little allegories and whatnot. I don't know if I'm using the word allegory right, but I think people are getting what I'm saying. But one thing that we haven't talked about that I think is paramount to talk about is the animation.
Oh yeah, the animation. The animation is an interesting topic because, well, I guess if there is one thing about the movie that doesn't necessarily represent Pixar in its current state, even though it is a really bad part of the movies, the animation, because most of the modern Pixar movies, like the problem is that they're trying so hard to like go for like this very realistic, very technology pushing animation that like recently has been looking kind of not necessarily soulless, but like just unnecessary, like stuff like Soul or Toy Story 4, where like they have unnecessarily realistic cats or unnecessarily realistic I don't know bartenders or stuff like that. Like it doesn't. It definitely feels it definitely lacks authenticity. Turning Red is different. Turning Red is different because it is going for like a more cartoony style of animation, but well, the reason why it doesn't work is because it doesn't feel like a genuine attempt at more cartoony animations. It tries so hard to like be so over the top that it doesn't. Well, it doesn't work. It is just unfunny in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, and keep in mind, my scope on these things are very limited, so I could be talking out of my ass, right? But this seems to be like the most stylized Pixar movie in terms of animation. Like they were trying something new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess after this, because I've seen like screenshots of Toy Story, and boy, do I think that looks horrendous. Like the fusion between like oh, dude, Jesus Christ. Like them going for like realism.
Yeah.
Like I said, only screenshots, not a good look, in my opinion. But furthermore, like I just can't help but whenever I see this style, it looks like a 3D Steven Universe. Like that's what the art style looks like, is 3D Steven Universe. And I think a lot of that has to do with the mouths. Because the mouths are disgusting. The mouth, like everything about this movie. Mostly everything about this movie looks disgusting. I think
honestly,
I think some of the backgrounds, or not the backgrounds, but fuck, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I guess, like I said, at best it's boring and inoffensive, but boring and bad still. But I don't know. It's not a good movie. There's nothing good about it. I can't think of any. I'm racking my brain. The reason I'm pausing so much is I'm desperately trying to say something good about it. I cannot.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying, Bells. I'm trying. Please believe me.
I get it. It's because the problems of the movie are kind of obvious.
But the good things about the movie, they don't exist. Like, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, the closest thing is, again, I do agree that the dad has some occasionally, I guess, fine moments, because, like, he's the most, I guess, realistic character in the movie.
He's the least obnoxious part of the movie. It's not that he's a good character. It's not that I like him. It's that he's the least obnoxious person in the movie. And also, one more thing. There's one scene that has good animation, I thought, and it's on screen for like 2-3 seconds, and it's like not an establishing shot, but it's like, it's a shot of a koi pond. I don't know if you remember that. I doubt anyone who's watching this who has seen the movie remembers that, but that stood out to me as being, oh, okay, this looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that, to be honest, but
wouldn't expect you to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I will say this about the Steven Universe thing. Here's the thing: I don't like Steven Universe, but I think Steven Universe looks better than this movie. Because like Steven Universe, at the very least, like when it comes to like backgrounds and colors, and even when it comes to like character design, like it definitely felt more organic. Like I can see like I don't really like the animation style, because like when it comes to like the mouths and when it comes to like a lot of the characters' expressions, they're kind of obnoxious. But I think Steven Universe, I don't know, it definitely has more artistic merit animation wise than this movie, which again just feels very forced, like even on its animation style.
I disagree. This isn't a comparison that I want to make because I don't like Steven Universe. I think I don't know. Maybe I see. I don't know. I guess I don't technically have a horse in this race because I haven't seen a full episode of Steven Universe ever, nor have I ever tried to sit down and try to watch a full episode. But it's like everything I know about Steven Universe comes from Twitter and Tumblr, and boy, oh brother, and I don't have to go into it. That's the beauty of this kind of observation, right? Is I don't have to go into it. You don't have to go into it. We and the listeners just know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though it does have me wondering. I wonder what the universe, or not universe. I wonder what the Disney ride is going to look like for Turning Red.
I don't know.
It's just going to be Splash Mountain with it's going to be you know exactly what I'm going to say.
Oh no.
It's Splash Mountain, but the water's just all red. You get off the ride looking like you've just been to a murder scene. Can you imagine using that as an alibi in court? Your Honor, I was on Turning Red Mountain. She's not having it. She's a child-free millennial she's a child-free millennial. She's like, I know there's not a Turning Red Mountain.
You come out of the fount of it, and you look like the Blaiden. You've seen Carrie, right?
Yeah.
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 Pretty much that.
So that's like the judge finds you guilty on those charges, and then you have the other charges to deal with, and you open that one up with Your Honor, Rape Mountain. Anyways, no, I wanted to find an excuse to say Rape Mountain on in this podcast, and I think I did a decent enough job tying that together. Yeah, that's like my entire joke. That was the one joke I had. To be honest, I didn't plan out how I was going to tie in Rape Mountain to the Turning Red Mountain, but I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the thought that counts, I think.
Yeah. I think we should probably close it off because I don't think we really have anything else to say.
Yeah, I mean, I got once you start talking about rape mountains, it's kind of that's the telltale sign that it's time to wrap things up.
Yeah, because the last thing I'll say this is actually no, I don't really care about talking about this. I don't know if this is the worst Pixar movie. I guess there are like one or two that I probably hate more, but I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't really care because like this one is pretty much in the same tier.
Yeah,
I guess I'll give it a light 3. I think it is better than Wish, but like it is still like a very bad movie. I think it definitely.
I don't know. See, it's not that cut and dry to me because obviously the better movie is obviously the better like movie package. I'm not even going to say the better movie. I'm going to say the better movie package like actually feels and is a movie is Turning Red. Turning Red is more of a movie than Wish is. But with that being said, I feel like Turning Red is more what you call it? What would you call it? Turning Red is a little bit more I don't want to say offensive and I don't want to say harmful, but I mean promoting, you know, body positivity, not body positivity, mind you, but sex positivity, you know, promoting your you know, daughter to go to school and, you know, take pictures of her vagina. Hey, you can make money this way, you know. I feel like that alone makes it more, I guess I'll just say harmful because, you know, for lack of a better adjective, it makes it more harmful than Wish. So I think at first I gave it a 2. I think I have to move it down to like a 1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I mean, I don't think it's 1 out of 10 bad, but I mean, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, well, what I'm getting at is the whole, you know, selling sex to children.
Yeah.
know.
I mean, to be fair to that, I will say like it is not the worst of like when it comes to selling sex to children.
I feel like anything is the worst when it comes to selling sex to children.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying this out of like you know, a hatred for, you know, the fact that this was obviously a movie for little girls and you know, let me rephrase. I'm not saying this out of hatred for the fact that this is a movie about periods because I think that, you know, that's fine. You know, hell, that might be even, you know, good you know, for little girls to help them understand kind of what's going on because I'd imagine that's a very confusing time, you know. I don't know what it's like to go through that, but I can sympathize at the very least, right? That's not why I'm mad. It's mainly because I believe that this movie might be like subtly selling sex to children. You know, with the whole taking pictures of the panda and shit, and you know, the my panda, my choice. Which, you know, saying my body, my choice, like I said, is, you know, that's its own little thing. If you're an adult, that's its own little thing. But, you know, a child's body is not the child's choice. You know, it's the choice of. You know, I mean, I guess it's a case by case thing, you know, what the child gets a choice in. But when it comes to things relating to sex, I think that a child has absolutely zero say in any of that. So for that alone, I have to give this movie like a 1 out of 10, I think. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I figured that this was going to go on because the last one lasted like an hour and 15. This is like, we wrapped it up at like 40 minutes. I don't think that's not too bad. But yeah, that's really just it. 1 out of 10. You said 3 out of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess that was the podcast. I apologize that my rape mountain joke wasn't as fucking. I liked the concept of having. Fuck it. FUCKIT. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the podcast. If you liked, please like. If you are listening on Spotify or through any other vendors, you know, aside from YouTube, please rate us 5 stars. It would mean the heckin' world to us. And if you're on YouTube, drop a like and a comment. Let us know what movie we should review next. But not that it's going to matter because I know what movie we're going to do next. Bells, do you know what movie we're going to do next?
Yeah, Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. Not the first one. Not the first one. The one that obnoxious people on Twitter like. You know the one. You know the one.
The panic attack one.
The panic attack one. Anyways, that's the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.